What's remarkable about history is ordinary people doing extraordinary things.
Melissa Jarbo says that definition of hero is embodied in her late husband, Jamie.
Dana Henderson Peppers got the scare of a lifetime last October when the unthinkable happened. Baby Amaris stopped breathing. And as Mom started to panic, Dakota jumped into action.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Kansas Capital Area Chapter American Red Cross Tribute to Heroes. We are so glad you could join us this evening to celebrate our local heroes. I'm Jeremy Goodwin, Chief Meteorologist for WIBW-TV, and WIBW is proud to be the media sponsor of this year's event, and it's our pleasure to partner with the American Red Cross to honor extraordinary acts of courage by our local heroes. It is now my pleasure to introduce Joanne Long, Chapter Executive of the American Red Cross.
Thank you, Jeremy. We're so grateful to have WIBW's support of the American Red Cross. I would like to offer my warm welcome to all of you as our special guests for joining us this evening. I can't wait for you to meet our 2014 Hero Award winners and hear their inspiring stories of bravery and compassion. These everyday people have performed extraordinary acts of courage, often in the midst of tragic and unexpected situations. Each hero carries out the humanitarian spirit of the American Red Cross in their everyday lives, and it is our honor to celebrate their heroism. The Red Cross simply could not exist without the generous support and leadership of volunteers. We have a very committed group of community leaders who serve on our local board of directors, and I would like the board members to stand to be recognized. Would all of our board members stand? This outstanding group of committed community leaders provide generous support to our chapter, ensuring we can provide services to more than 400,000 people throughout the 16 counties we serve in the northeast part of Kansas. I would also like to thank the Tribute to Heroes Committee that have worked tirelessly to put together this wonderful event. Would the committee please stand and be recognized? I want you to keep standing for 1 minute. Come back up again. I also would like to have Megan Spear, Brenda Guilfoyle, Deborah Tucker, Marty Patterson. This is the Red Cross staff, and with this group and with our board members, this was a team that put this event together, and I just want to say thank you to all of them for making this a successful event. Thank you. I hope this event will inspire you to celebrate and honor the heroes in your life and realize the power that each of us have to make a difference in the lives of our families, friends, neighbors, and even strangers. This event would not be possible without our generous sponsors. We thank each of you for your commitment to honoring heroes and the life-saving mission of the Red Cross. I would like to recognize this year's event sponsors, Blue Cross Blue Shield of Kansas, Country Legends 106.9, WIBW 13, Custom Tree Care, Westar Energy, ITC Great Plains, and Cassidy Orthodontics. Thank you for your generous support of the Red Cross. I also want to recognize and to acknowledge WIBW, which generously donated production of the incredible videos that you are about to see. We are grateful to their skills to create the testimonials that bring these heroic stories to life. Many additional sponsors have made this event possible, and there is a complete list of sponsors in your program book. Please join me in giving all of our sponsors a round of applause. With us tonight to serve as our Master of Ceremonies is Jeremy Goodwin, Chief Meteorologist of WIBW 13. We are grateful to Jeremy for joining us to recognize these amazing heroes. Please join me in welcoming Jeremy back to the podium.
Thank you, Joanne. And on behalf of WIBW Channels, I do want to say that it's an honor to us to be as engaged in the community as we are. One thing that comes to mind to me just off the top of my head was going to West Star Energy and judging a dance contest on the roof for part of the United Way campaign. You know, so it's not just getting involved, but it's having fun and really enjoying getting to work with each of your organizations like Blue Cross Blue Shield. Chris Fisher and I did a fake newscast all over there for you guys, also as a part of that work. But we really enjoy working with community and certainly working with the American Red Cross on this project. And just tonight, if you see me staring at my phone a lot, first of all, I have a 9-month-old son, which means I have a wife who's with that 9-month-old son, so I'm getting text messages. But also, I am a meteorologist, and since I was a little bitty boy, I've always been excited and terrified both by storms. Right now, there are 9 different tornado warnings in the southeast. Not 9 different counties, but 9 different individual events that are going on right now. So there are weather guys like me all over the South that are letting people know where the danger is and take cover. But once that broadcast is done, once that meteorologist goes home for the night, it's the first responders that come in. It's the Red Cross that comes in and takes care of those people. And, you know, it's about us reaching out to those people, letting them know that we care about you, we love you, your family. And I'm just so proud of the Red Cross for what you guys do to get people back on their feet. And we want to recognize the heroes tonight. They're the kind of people that just make this nation and make us special, I think. For 98 years, your local Red Cross has carried out its life-saving mission right here in Northeast Kansas. Every day, in your neighborhood, community, and around the world, the American Red Cross is there. When it matters the most, your Red Cross is providing immediate assistance after disasters. Red Cross has responded this weekend to an apartment fire caused by lightning, and at this moment, they're helping residents right here in the state of Kansas in Baxter Springs from tornado damage, preparing people with life-saving first aid training, CPR classes, swimming, and lifeguarding skills, supporting members of the armed forces and their families. Did you know that volunteers make up 94% of the American Red Cross workforce, including Doug Myers, my weekend meteorologist? 33% of my staff right there. We round up. He'll be 34. Your Red Cross is made up of thousands of selfless volunteers who offer their talents to fulfill the missions of this incredible organization down to the street, across the country, and around the world. Tonight, you will meet 13 inspiring people and 3 dogs, can't wait for that, who epitomize the humanitarian spirit of the Red Cross. The heroes honored were selected from nominations that were received from our local communities in the 16 counties the Red Cross serves. On behalf of your Red Cross, I would like to congratulate all of the hero nominees for their commitment to making a positive difference. Please see your program book for a complete list of those nominees. Now, sit back and enjoy meeting the 2014 Hero Award winners.
What's remarkable about history is ordinary people doing extraordinary things.
Melissa Jarbo says that definition of hero is embodied in her late husband, Jamie.
Dana Henderson Peppers got the scare of a lifetime last October when the unthinkable happened. Baby Amaris stopped breathing. And as Mom started to panic, Dakota jumped into action.
Beginning her volunteerism at Let's Help as early as middle school, giving back to the community comes natural to Lauren Barr.
I don't know what I'd be doing in my free time if I wasn't volunteering. I mean, I feel like this is a much more beneficial way of spending my time.
What began as a plan to help others in need of a warm meal turned into trips to Guatemala and hosting foreign exchange students from Japan. Lauren says volunteering has served up much more in return.
There's many people that need help, and to actually help them makes a big difference in you also. I feel like I'm more giving and caring, about other people. I mean, I guess I always have been, but at least I feel like I'm actually doing something.
Lauren's father, Farron, is amazed his daughter is setting such a good example.
Is that at 17, she has accomplished more volunteering than most people do in their entire lifetime. And it just makes you want to continue to live up to their standards.
For Lauren, seeing smiling faces that know where their next warm meal will come from gives her all the satisfaction she needs.
That's what makes it rewarding, the fact that you can still give them that meal. It's kind of cool that I can actually get anything from this. I didn't really expect it.
The first award presented tonight is to the WIBW 13 Act of Kindness and Philanthropy Youth Hero. The award is given to a youth younger than 18 years who has shown extreme act of kindness or selflessness. This year's Act of Kindness and Philanthropy Youth Hero is Lauren Barr. Lauren, come on down.
Thank you to Red Cross for giving me this award, and WIBW for sponsoring me and for making me look good on TV. And also thank you to my dad for nominating me. He didn't tell me that he nominated me when he did, so I found out when I got the call. So I was very surprised and very grateful. I have always been volunteering since middle school, so it comes naturally. I mean, I enjoy doing it, and it's just, I like to make a difference and feel like I am making a difference. And sorry. I hope to influence others to volunteer also in the future. Volunteerism to me is just giving back without expecting anything in return. And just thank you again for giving me this award.
Congratulations, Lauren, and thank you so much. And looking forward to seeing you get more and more awards. I know you're going to do great things. The next award is the Parish Hotels Act of Kindness and Philanthropy Adult Award. It is given to an adult who has shown an extreme act of kindness or selflessness. This year's Act of Kindness and Philanthropy Adult Hero is Mark Detman.
Mark Detman is heading into his 5th year volunteering his time at Royal Family Kids Camp, a 5-day excursion for children in foster care.
Number 1 rule of camp is have fun. Number 2 rule of camp is have fun. After that, there's rules, but we'll worry about them later. We want these kids to be in a safe environment and learn that they have value.
While the camp rules may be easy to remember, Mike wasn't always so comfortable heading into camp week.
I went scared first year and fell in love with the camp, and it's been my first week's choice of vacation every year since.
Over the years, Mark has become fully involved and is also on the fundraising committee. This past year, he collected over 300 bags full of donated shoes that will allow 4 kids the chance to attend camp. He says lending his time to those in need has provided meaningful relationships.
I've met some really great people through camp. I've got great friends because of it now, and hopefully we've sparked an interest in these kids and helped change a life. I mean, that's what the camp is about.
For a lot of the children attending Royal Family Kids Camp, these 5 days are some of the most positive and fun-filled days they will have all year long.
It's worthwhile knowing that I have a chance, that all of us have a chance that we change one of these lives. You know, get these kids to understand that God has a greater purpose for them.
I love that picture of him smiling in the pool. You can tell he's having a great time. All right, please welcome our award winner, Parish Hotels, and Mark Detman, the 2014 Act of Kindness and Philanthropy Adult Hero, to the stage.
Well, first and foremost, I'd like to thank God for giving me this opportunity. I'd like to thank the Parish Hotels for sponsoring the Act of Kindness and Philanthropy, somebody say that for me, award. I was honored when Cynthia McCarville asked if she could nominate me, and it took 3 days for me to say yes, because it's not about me, it's about the kids. I'd like to thank Westar for promoting and supporting their volunteerism, that they promote their employees to volunteer. Through my volunteer hours logged at Westar, they've donated money to Royal Family Kids Camp that's helped get kids to camp. Westar helped donate a lot of the shoes that I collected. My mom was very she was one of my biggest collectors. She drove all over Osage County and collected for me. I'm proud to accept this award on behalf of all the RFKC volunteers, because in receiving this award, it's my hope that it will spark an interest in others to help these children. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mark, and congratulations. Next up is a Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Kansas Community Service Award, which is given to an adult or youth who has performed a great community service. This year's community service hero is Gloria Geither.
The program is called Mentoring for Success, and it's a program in the Kansas Department of Corrections. And what the program is about is we provide mentors for offenders that are released from prison and transition into the community. The program started actually in July of 2011, and it was the vision of Governor Brownback when he came into office that every offender that's released from prison have a mentor when he's released, he or she is released. When we started in July of 2011, we now have 3,800 people that are matched in Mentoring for Success. And every walk of life is involved in this program. Every profession, every person that does not have a profession, just anybody can be interested. You just have to have the heart, the passion, and the desire to be in this program. We school them up really well into our training, and after that we help offenders because we know what their troubles are when they hit the roadblocks in the community, but things like help them get their GED, help them read and write, help them with housing, employment opportunities, any kind of barriers they hit, like navigate resource systems in the community, support systems in the community, help them learn how to spend their leisure time in a healthy pro-social way, those kinds of things. They're just good role models. You know, kinds of things like you and I take our support systems for granted every day. When our offenders leave prison, they don't have those support systems in place. So what we're doing is putting that support system in their life. It's the mentors, the volunteer mentors that came forth and helped us build this program. Those are the real heroes. They have the heart and the passion, their act of kindness, and their dedication to not only make our community safer, but to help offenders succeed. They're the real heroes of this program.
Please welcome our award sponsor, Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Kansas, and Gloria Geither to the stage to receive the 2014 Community Service Hero Award.
I would like to thank Blue Cross and Blue Shield for your very generous support to so many wonderful charities and organizations such as the Red Cross. I've been very blessed in my 24 years of working for the Kansas Department of Corrections. You could say that I grew up in corrections, and I learned about mentoring from the folks that have mentored me throughout my career, from my supervisors and my bosses, and from the wonderful staff that work in corrections. I would also like to thank the Secretary of Corrections and his management team for the amazing leadership, guidance, and support that he has given me in building this program, and the mentoring coordinators for your countless hours and dedication, commitment, and perseverance in helping making Mentoring for Success a success. I'd also like to thank the wonderful role models I've had in my life, which are my parents that are here tonight, in helping teach me what mentoring is all about. But most of all, as I said in the video, the heroes of this program are the mentors. They're the ones that have stepped forward to help a population of people that are not very popular in the communities. It's their selfless acts of kindness and dedication and support that want to help a group of people succeed in the community and make our community safer. If it weren't for them, we would not be able to make this community and make offenders more successful. They are the real heroes. When we started this program of July 2011 to today, we've made over 3,800 matches, and it's working. They are giving offenders hope, and they're helping making them successful. And it's because of them that this program's working, and they're the real heroes. Thank you, Red Cross, for this award, and thank you for having me tonight.
Thank you, Gloria, and congratulations again. The Public Safety Hero Award is presented to a police officer, firefighter, search and rescue, or related public safety emergency response personnel who has gone above and beyond the line of duty, perhaps by placing oneself in danger to save or protect the life in our community. This year's Westar Energy Public Safety Heroes are Steve Opat, Tony Cruz, Chris Turner, and Glenn Verdon.
May 8th, 2013 was a big day for Geary County attorneys Steve Opat and Tony Cruz and KBI agents Glenn Verdon and Chris Turner. Hours upon hours of work for more than a year paid off when more than 100 arrests were made in a massive drug bust that spanned Geary County, Riley County, and Shawnee County.
It was long-standing, long-winded, and pretty exhausting. We literally had officers and agents working around the clock, 24/7,
for almost a year.
Undertaking the biggest drug bust in decades is not easy, but relying on each other as well as the hundreds of other officers and agents involved made it possible.
There's a need for it. We hear a lot of talk about the war on drugs, how unsuccessful it is. Drugs are a real blight on the community. If you can stop drug trafficking, even for just a little while, and disrupt it, and experience has shown us, then you disrupt some other things too, and you make your community a safer place to live.
Agent Glenn Verdon, who could not show his face on camera, worked undercover in dangerous situations, but says it's the teamwork that makes or breaks an investigation.
This case, I would say in particular, for me, was gratifying for the fact that working with the Geary County Attorney's Office, mainly, the support and the prosecution that we've gotten from them has been something that we're not accustomed to.
These men accept the honor of being recognized by the American Red Cross, but they're quick to attribute the success to one another.
That's a little bit embarrassing to get an award for doing your job, but at the same time, we appreciate it because it's one of the few times that we actually get the acknowledgement that we're doing our job and that we're doing it right.
This award isn't mine. This award is the entire team. They were huge, that we couldn't have done this case without them.
Sarah Plake, 13 News.
Please welcome our award sponsor, Westar Energy, along with our 4 heroes to the stage to receive the 2014 Public Safety Hero Award.
Well, since I'm the oldest, I guess they've forced me to do their talking for them. Thank you to Westar Energy and Red Cross for this recognition. We're truly humbled to be in the presence of so many real heroes, and we're appreciative of this award, which the 4 of us agree that we share with, as you've heard, many other people. We share this award with our brothers and sisters in arms out on the streets in our communities who every day do the job of protecting and serving us. And I will tell you, I'm no hero, but I get to work with them every day, and that's my reward in life. We're very grateful for this recognition. We truly appreciate it, and we thank you very much. When you see the guys out on the street, give them a wave, let them know that you recognize them, that you appreciate what they do. We don't always hear that, as Mr. Cruz said, so this recognition is truly special for us. Thank you very much.
Congratulations, you guys. We appreciate the work you do so much. I had a conversation with Glenn on the phone. I think I could have talked to him for 3 hours. I mean, it was really fun, and just appreciate the work you guys do so much. It's amazing, and thankful to have people like you and like Armed Forces and everybody else to just make it safe for me to go home at night and sleep a little safer. So thank you guys for everything you do, no doubt. Our 5th award of the night goes to the Animal Impact Hero. It reflects an animal story that demonstrates the powerful and unique relationship between people and animals. The award will highlight how an animal has impacted a human life in an extraordinary way, protected a human in time of need, or a person who has rescued an animal from a traumatic situation. This year's Hills Pet Nutrition Animal Impact Hero is Stephanie Avila. Her dogs, Brohan, I know I've messed it up, Gracie, and Ian
Yep, come on, let's go. Let's go to class.
Stephanie Avila is a USD 501 Topeka Public School psychologist. She helps other students with her 2 professional therapy dogs, Brogan and Gracie.
In what way do these therapy dogs help students?
Well, there's a multitude of ways. They do help students that are having issues recompose themselves.
Landon Middle School 7th grader Rebecca Harrison is one of those students. She says when school gets stressful, she goes into Stephanie's office to see Brogan and Gracie.
They cool me down, or kind of make me feel warm and loved. I have a connection with these dogs. They're like family, and I really like them.
To see how the animals work and can sense students with problems, and almost immediately they have a sense of that, and so I feel like they're really doing the job much better than I am sometimes.
Stephanie's commitment to helping others has not gone unnoticed. The American Red Cross is recognizing Stephanie as an animal impact hero.
It's something that makes me really happy to have that recognition.
I think the most important thing is she sees the potential in what animals can do for other people.
And Rebecca says she is thankful to have Stephanie, Brogan, and Gracie a part of her life.
Because she's helped me with a lot, and I've gotten very far with her and with the dogs.
Please welcome our award sponsor, Hill's Pet Nutrition, and Stephanie Avila to the stage as she receives the 2014 Animal Impact Hero Award.
Let me get all this stuff down here. I just want to thank the Red Cross and also Hill's Pet Nutrition for sponsoring this award. I'd also like to acknowledge Topeka Community Foundation because they funded a grant that I wrote to expand my program with my therapy dogs. I also work at Capital City Schools, so I have a lot of students that have a lot of needs there. So the dogs serve a purpose with all the students. Galen and Carolyn Dale were the sponsors or the donors for my grant. And also like to thank CARES Incorporated that does the training for the therapy dogs. And just really appreciate getting this award because I think it gives exposure to therapy dogs and what they can do to help children, veterans, lots of people that have troubles. They're an excellent way to make an impact and establish a rapport. So, thank you very much.
Gracie has some awesome bling. Congratulations again, Stephanie. The Military Courage Hero is presented to an individual who performed a courageous act in the community or made a positive impact on military personnel, the work they do, or their families. This can include military personnel, retired military, or a military family member who has made an impact on those individuals who work with or for the military. This year's Country Legends 1069 Military Courage Hero is Melissa Jarbo.
A hero is someone that each day selflessly sacrifices their life to take care of others.
Melissa Jarbo says that definition of hero is embodied in her late husband, Jamie.
He was a person in my life that changed my life forever.
Sergeant Jamie Jarbo was hit by a sniper's bullet in Afghanistan April 10, 2011. It left him paralyzed, fighting for his life.
Seeing him after he was wounded still fight to come home to the girls and I because of his dedication. Never being upset or have any regrets about being wounded in the capacity he was wounded in, but yet thankful he was an American.
Jamie did make it home to an emotional salute, spending his last 4 weeks close to Melissa and her 2 daughters in a Topeka hospital. Nearly a year after he was shot, Jamie passed away.
People to know the Veterans Day Parade's going to go again this year, Saturday.
And for Melissa, a new life was born.
While Jamie and I were in the hospital, I started learning things about the medical side of the military system.
Melissa founded the Jamie Jarbo Foundation, now the Military Veterans Project, in part to share that knowledge, advocating for and educating military veterans and their families on health care and benefits issues, helping navigate the red tape of the system.
I know there are people out there hurting just like Jamie and I did, and it's my way of giving back to them to let them know they're not alone, because Jamie and I sat inside that hospital room and we were alone for 11 months.
In 2 years, Melissa and her army of volunteers already are handling 1,800 cases. MVP also works to honor veterans, organizing a week of activities leading up to Topeka's first Veterans Day Parade, and it cares for families, purchasing a cabin for them to get away and hosting retreats addressing issues like stress and financial concerns. It all led volunteer Sarah K. Hughes of Nebraska to nominate Melissa for the Red Cross Military Courage Award. Sarah Kay called Melissa a beacon of hope for all lives she touches and the most selfless, humble person she ever met. Melissa says the honor isn't about her.
It means to me that the veterans are being heard. All our military veterans, all our service members today giving me the freedom to do what I do are the heroes. They're the reason why I do this.
Please welcome our award sponsor, Country Legends 1069 and hero Melissa Jarbo to the stage as she accepts the 2014 Military Courage Hero Award.
Hi, good evening, everybody. I always write something out, but I never really use it, but I'm going to try. I want to say thank you to Country Legends 1069 for sponsoring me, and also the American Red Cross. A few things I didn't know about the American Red Cross until I got to Walter Reed in Washington, D.C. was that their volunteers are actually inside the hospital, and they were the first ones to knock on Jamie and I's door inside the ICU. Now, when your loved one's wounded, you don't really get told what to do or what to expect. And I was that crazy, rambunctious wife trying to figure out I needed to get to my husband, and I forgot my socks, my toothbrush, everything except a blow dryer. I don't know. So the Red Cross helped me. I give thanks to God, and I give thanks to my husband and my children each day for creating me into the woman that I am. 3 years ago, I was a corporate businesswoman who learned no matter how much success I had, no matter how much money I made, I couldn't save the one true man I loved. In my husband's last days, he made me promise to care for his fellow service members and to never be tainted or bitter about our experience and what happened. Just days after he passed away, my phone and my email started ringing with veterans and service members calling with VA issues and DOD issues. I learned how to maneuver the military, Department of Defense, and Veterans Administration system very well. I frequent the Pentagon now 4 times a year, and they welcome me with open arms, knowing that we're going to help and we're going to create change. I couldn't have done it without the staff. We have hundreds of volunteers across the nation, and we're 100% volunteer. So nobody takes a salary in our organization, knowing that the men and women serve selflessly serve our nation for us to use their freedoms. So I always say that if my husband can give his life for our country, then I can live each day giving back to the men and women who give me the freedoms to live in it each day. Thank you.
All right, the act of courage youth hero is a youth younger than 18 years old that had performed an extraordinary act of courage. This year's custom tree care act of courage youth hero is Dakota Baker.
Dana Henderson Peppers got the scare of a lifetime last October. Dana and her 2 children, 8-year-old Dakota and Amaris, who was just 7 weeks old at the time, had just returned home from a doctor's appointment when the unthinkable happened. Baby Amaris stopped breathing. And as Mom started to panic, Dakota jumped into action.
I had to do something that I had to save her, so...
At the time, little Amaris was battling the flu and was choking on her own fluids. Dakota dialed 911 and then found the one thing that just may have saved his little sister's life.
So Dakota ran inside, grabbed the suction bulb, came back out and gave it to me. And then by then we could hear the sirens from the ambulance coming.
With Amaris' condition stabilized, it was a moment at the hospital that made Dana realize her son didn't act in any ordinary manner.
Her and I were sitting on the bed together and he so quietly said, "Mom, I don't have any shoes on." And I just kind of melted down at that point.
Instead of worrying about his shoes, Dakota had other things on his mind.
I asked God to watch over us, and He did.
The bond these 2 siblings share is so close that Dakota's already planning ahead for when his little sis starts dating. And let's just say that he's going to be the one serving up the appetizers when the teenage boys show up on the doorstep.
Make him kill on this.
Chris Fisher, 13 News.
Please welcome our award sponsor, Custom Tree Care, and the 2014 Act of Courage Hero Youth, Dakota Baker, to the stage.
I'm going to be speaking on behalf of Dakota. My name is Dana. As you saw in the video, I'm his mother, and I also nominated him for this award. I knew that the things that Dakota had done that day were not just a natural for any 8-year-old child. And when we got to the hospital and everything calmed down and I knew everybody was going to be okay, it really just kind of hit me what he had done, and he had saved his little sister. So we want to thank Custom Tree Care for this award. I asked Dakota this morning what it means to him, and he just kind of looked at me with a blank face and said, "I don't know, what, say whatever you want." And I said, "No," I said, "does it tell you that, you learned a lot about yourself and your instincts? Or does it tell you so much about your bond with your sister? Or does it tell you that God comes through when you call on Him?" And he said, God came through for us that day, and He absolutely did. We were just so blessed that something this amazing could come out of such a horrific scare, and we just thank you all. Thank you, American Red Cross, thank you, WIBW, and thank you, Custom Tree Care.
Congratulations. Next award, the Act of Courage Adult Hero, is an adult who had performed an extraordinary act of courage. This year's Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Kansas Courage Adult Hero is Mary Baroth.
Alma resident Mary Baroth is a nurse of 34 years, a mother of 5 children, and a grandmother of 2. Given Mary's background, it's become second nature to put other people's lives well before her own.
The best thing about my mom is that she doesn't know how to stop caring for other people.
And all held true on a quiet summer day of June 2012.
My grandson was having a baseball practice, so I went outside and I said, I'll bring the ball glove down to you. And I heard this crackling noise, and when I turned around, I noticed that the neighbor's house was on fire.
The home of the Swenson family, which included 7 people who were all sleeping during the time of the fire.
I told her to stay away from the house. I told her we didn't know what type of fire, what started the fire, where the fire was. I wanted to make sure she was safe. Very typical of my mom, she did not listen to me.
Ran over to the neighbors, turned the hose on, started spraying the fire, which it was the deck up the back of the house by their back door, knowing that there was children and people inside there. You know, you do what you have to do.
And she did. Mary put out the fire that potentially could have ignited a disaster, but instead saved the lives of all 7 members of the Swenson family. And although her son, who originally urged his mother to not put her life in danger, wasn't at all surprised.
That shows in her job, it shows in her personal life with her children, and it's why she's my hero.
Jenna Corrado, 13 News.
Please welcome our award sponsor, Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Kansas, and the 2014 Act of Courage Adult Hero, Mary Baroth.
First of all, I would like to thank Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Kansas for sponsoring the award, also for all that the American Red Cross does. I really didn't know I was supposed to give a little speech until today, so it's going to be real short. Just remember, everybody, to make sure that your smoke detectors have batteries that work.
Congratulations. The next award, the Life-Saving Hero, is an adult or youth who performs an extraordinary life-saving act, such as using CPR or first aid. This year's Cassidy Orthodontics Life-Saving Heroes are Elizabeth and Allison Manley.
Last August, Marysville lifeguards Liz and Allison Manley were awarded for their heroic acts. It was just a few months prior when 16-year-old Allison and 19-year-old Liz were sitting in a hotel hot tub when they noticed some strange commotion near the pool.
I saw somebody run to the phone kind of frantically, 5 guys. They were all standing around looking down, so I looked to see what they were looking at, and it was a little boy, Miles. He was laying on the ground unconscious, and I looked back at Liz and I said, "Liz, we gotta go."
The sisters rushed over to help 4-year-old Miles Diddy. The girls say Miles' father tried to help his son, but he didn't know CPR. So the girls put their CPR skills to the test.
And my sister grabbed his head for an open airway, and I started doing compressions. I was kind of just in shock that this was even happening, and I was just looking down at him, and I just prayed. And then soon after that, he just immediately spit up water and just started crying. And that's when I knew that it worked.
Since then, Liz and Allison have received American Red Cross awards, including one signed by President Barack Obama. They say they are thankful to be recognized as heroes.
I just thank God for letting it go the way it did, because it could have gone a lot worse.
Miles' father says he couldn't be more grateful that the girls saved his son's life.
It's the best thing in the world. It's the best thing in the world. Yeah, sorry.
Ariana Cohen, 13 News.
Please welcome our award sponsor, Cassidy Orthodontics, and Elizabeth and Allison Manley, the 2014 Life-Saving Heroes, to the stage.
These awards are truly an honor for us. We are very humble for the recognition given to us by the American Red Cross. We are very grateful for our instructors. Sorry.
We are very grateful for our instructors and the training that we received as part of our summer job at the Marysville City Pool. We never imagined that we'd be put to the test of using those skills last June in Kansas City. We appreciate the recognition of this award as it brings awareness to the importance of CPR training and that everyone knowing these skills, you can save someone's life. We encourage everyone to take the opportunity to complete the training and to stay current in their certification. I'd like to host a class this summer where anyone that can come that will learn CPR. We'd like to thank our sponsor, Cassidy Orthodontics, the American Red Cross, the Kansas Capital Area Red Cross Chapter, the John and Jamie Diddy family, Shannon and Maria, our CPR trainer and mentor, and our family and friends in Marysville. Thank you again.
Congratulations to you guys. So many just inspiring, amazing stories tonight. Before we close tonight, I do want to say an interesting note. When asked what it felt like to be a hero, none of the 13 recipients thought they were deserving of that title. Can we please recognize these 13 individuals and 3 dogs to show just how heroic their actions truly were? It has been my pleasure tonight to introduce you to these 2014 heroes. I hope you're as inspired by and grateful for these outstanding individuals as I am. This has been truly an honor for me tonight to meet all of you heroes and to see all of you wonderful folks out here tonight as well. To conclude the program tonight, I'd like to invite a good friend of mine, I've worked closely with on many, many projects, including the toy drive coming up soon. But Jim Allen, the board chair of the Kansas Capital Area Chapter's Board of Directors, please come to the podium.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Let's give it up for Jeremy one more time. Jeremy, clear and 70 tomorrow? We'll find out at 10. Thank you, Jeremy. Great job as usual. And we will have to get on that toy drive, won't we? Wow, what an evening. It's good to see everyone. I want the heroes to stand one more time, and we want to recognize their accomplishments. So heroes that got awards, please stand one more time so we can recognize you. Well done. And this has been a first event, and it's been taking a long time to put it together. And I want the Hero Committee to stand to be recognized. So Jenny Lee, will you please stand? And Dr. Kevin and Kirk, please stand to be recognized, because without this committee, this event doesn't take place. Who else? I'm sorry, Diana. Let's give these guys a round of applause because they've done excellent. Well done. I'd like everybody on the staff of the Red Cross, Joanne and Megan and the rest of the staff, stand and be recognized, because your jobs go unnoticed and they don't go without a lot of applause. And Deborah. All past and present board members, if you'd please stand and be recognized. That'd be you, HR, Dr. Kevin. Past and present board members, please stand. Terry, please stand and be recognized. Cindy, there you go. Come on now, board members. Doug, Doctor. Well done. You're not done clapping yet. Anyway, I better get to my script or Joanne she'll talk to me sternly about this. As you've seen tonight, not all heroes wear capes. They came from all walks of life. Heroes react when they are needed. They act to help others, and they go above and beyond. The Red Cross heroes are dedicated volunteers. From small and large disasters to local collections of life-saving blood, the impact of American Red Cross is as evident as ever. Through the generosity of the American public, the Red Cross assists 63 people every 60 seconds across the country. The Kansas Capital Area chapter has responded to 137 fires and assisted 371 individuals just since July 2013. So you do the math, that is a lot. Without you, this would be not possible. Over the weekend, Disaster Action Team volunteers provided assistance to families affected by an apartment fire in North Topeka. And last night, volunteers immediately responded to tornadoes that struck Baxter Springs, Kansas. The Kansas Capital Area, or the Kansas Red Cross, was assisted in days and weeks to come, providing hot meals, shelter, and emotional support as we help residents get back on their feet. We're there to help and respond when needs happen immediately with fires and floods and tornadoes. But the Red Cross is also there to prepare people with CPR, with babysitting classes, and that goes every day. Back in 1991, I lived at the El Dorado apartment complex, and my personal story goes to a night in February of 1991 where I was woke up in the middle of the night, if you can imagine this, woke up in the middle of the night with a knock that said, "Get dressed and get out." I thought I hadn't paid my rent, but I'm pretty much sure I did. But anyway, the smell of smoke woke me up, and as I looked out the window and looked catty-corner across the apartment complex, I saw that the roof was on fire. So that's what they mean, get out. So you go outside and you watch as your apartment complex is on fire, and as they're cutting a wall in your particular section of the apartment and using it as a water wall. And so you think, wow, this is something I've never seen before. So immediately you go to what's going on with my stuff, my furniture, my clothes, TV, food, pictures, etc. So it's really a hard reality that I don't want any of you to face. And if you faced it already, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's a surreal moment, and at that moment, you're helpless. And it's hard to fathom because it's not every day we feel helpless. Who was there? The Red Cross. The Red Cross was there to give hotel cards for up to 3 or 4 nights, which takes money. And they're also there with credit cards for clothes and food. I don't know what some folks would do without them. And I'm grateful to be standing here today to tell you that story, that they helped me back in 1991. What's all our missions to do sometimes on this world, on this planet, in this life, is to give back, is the ability to serve. It's one of God's grace, in my opinion, is to serve your fellow man. We appreciate your willingness to support our lifelong mission, our life-saving mission. Your gifts truly make a difference, whether you are supporting disaster response, service to the armed forces, blood services, preparedness, health and safety services. We are grateful for you and the help you provide to put compassion into action to help those in need. My hope is that we may all support our community by giving generously. Whether you serve or you do donations or you help a fellow member out, you are helping, in my opinion. I challenge each of you to consider a gift tonight that will be an investment in the community of the Red Cross, because it serves the community every day here in Northeast Kansas. Every day lives change because you help in our task to keep services going. I'm proud to ask you to give as as I have given to this mission. We can promise a brighter tomorrow by supporting the Red Cross mission with a donation of $500. That will provide 200 comfort kits for families containing hygienic items following disasters. $250 provides swimming lessons for 25 children. $100 provide 20 blankets, which provide comfort and warmth after a disaster. As you see, sometimes that training pays off with a story that helped a 4-year-old child at a pool one day. Just CPR training. At your table, you'll find one of those familiar Disney characters, thing with big ears. Mickey Mouse stuffed animal. Red Cross volunteers give these Mickeys to children after they've experienced a house fire or any disaster. It gives the child something to hold on to when their immediate future looks confusing and uncertain. For $100, you can help provide comfort and hope to a child by adopting a Mickey Mouse. Your name or the name of a loved one will be included on the Mickey, and we will notify you when your Mickey has been given to a child during a time when they need a hero. Pick up the card on your table and see how you can help and be a hero. Together we can offer our friends, neighbors, and even strangers the hope and help they deserve. You can leave the envelope on the table for the Red Cross representative to pick up. If you have a question, please see any Red Cross staff member, Joanne, Megan, Deborah. You know, it is about helping our fellow man. And that's what makes us feel real solid and special inside. I got to tell you that one of the things that kept me going and has propelled me to join the Red Cross was not only to pay back what I was given back in 1991, but I believe that helping your fellow man is one of those things that makes you feel real special. And it is one of God's grace that we can do that to our fellow neighbor and people that really need it in times of need. And I want to say thank you for coming tonight. On April 27th, 2015, we'll recognize 9 more heroes. So save that date, April 27th, 2015. Save that date, another celebration. Everyday people that make a difference in common lives, in someone's life. And I want to end the evening the way I start the board meetings every month. So if you'll turn to page 5 in your program, and I want everybody to repeat with me the mission. Page 5, the mission of the Red Cross. Three, two, one. The American Red Cross prevents and alleviates human suffering in the face of emergencies by mobilizing the power of volunteers and the generosity of donors. Hits it right on the head and right in the middle of the eyes. If you can give, we appreciate it. And have a good night, everybody.